Hey everyone, today we're going to dive a little bit deeper into setting up your printing process and also getting into margins, orientation, and scaling or size. So the three are all underneath the page layout tab, which is the third tab in. And we're going to start with margins first. So right off the bat, we have three different margins that they kind of have preset for us here in Excel. We have our normal, wide, and narrow. I always recommend just using your normal margins. There's not really much you need to play around with here. Normal also makes it look really nice when you're printing it out. But if you want to tweak it, you can just click on custom margins at the bottom. And you can do everything from tweaking here, the orientation, the margins, header, footer, and the sheet as well too. But for simplicity's sake, we're just going to stick with margins right now. So if we'd like to adjust it, we can right there, no problem. We can also do different center on page if we want to center it horizontally or vertically. We can do that as well too. So I'm just going to leave it on horizontally. The next option that we have on the page layout tab is our orientation. There's only two options for this, so it's not too complicated to remember. We have landscape and portrait. Depending on how you're sorting your data within your spreadsheet, if you're only using a couple of columns, I would recommend just doing it in portrait mode, not landscape. But if you have a really wide schedule like this and you shrink it into portrait mode, it may look a little crunched. The data may not come out perfectly. So it's definitely good to play around with in that print preview, switching back from portrait to landscape and seeing the difference. The next thing I want to touch upon is size too, and this is going to tie into orientation because depending on what size of paper you're printing on, whether it's just your standard 8.5 by 11 inch or you're doing an 11 by 17, it's going to affect how you want to print out your worksheets. So definitely make sure you're choosing the right size of paper when you're also going through with your scaling as well too. Excel has quite a few different paper sizes built in here for scaling, so it's pretty flexible. Alright guys, thanks.